Danny Segura for MMAfighting.com here in New York City alongside Michael Venom Page, aka MVP. First of all, Michael, you know, this is, some people expected you to join the tournament, some weren't really sure what was going to happen. You're finally in the welterweight Grand Prix. How do you feel?
Yeah, it feels good. There's no way they could have done a tournament without me. You know, everyone would have been asking about it. And it feels good. Like there was speculation of it happening beforehand. And now that it's actually come to fruition, I'm just happy that I'm a part of it. And I'm very excited, man. It's going to be probably one of the most talked about things in MMA.
So one of the also most talked about things when it comes to you, also Paul Daley gets brought up. I don't think he's in the tournament. Scott Coker didn't announce that. What do you make of him not being in the tournament?
Probably the right move. Like, he kind of sucks. He's a person that has done well in the past. If he ends up in the tournament, it'd be good. I'd love to, you know, be the first person to kick him back out. But yeah, right now he's not. Makes sense to me. You saw his last performance. He's a bit of a wildcat, does his own thing. But for me, I'm in the tournament. That's what makes sense.
So you've been fighting some pretty solid competition. Obviously, David Rickles, Cyborg Santos, those are solid guys. But in this tournament, you'll be facing really the upper echelon of the welterweight division. How excited are you to test your skills against the top guys? Because for a while, you've received some criticism online, like, hey, this guy hasn't versus the top guys, but finally you'll be getting that chance.
Yeah, you know what? For me, I don't feel like it's a test in that sense. Like, in terms of me figuring out what I know. I already know where I stand with these guys on that level. I fought with some amazing and trained alongside some amazing guys, all of that level and above. So for me, it's just a case of actually showing it to the masses. But it doesn't change anything for me. I actually find it a lot easier to fight people that are more experienced like that. You can read them a little bit more predictable, but then again, they are a lot tougher and they are way more experienced. But it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm just happy. I just know what I'm gonna do anyway. So I'm happy. I can't wait to kind of have people, everybody be on side. You know what I mean? And actually say they can't really say much after this tournament.
Yeah. So is that kind of makes you happy in a way? Like, look, you're gonna fight the top guys. You have a chance here to shut up all those critics that have been saying, you know, whatever it is they've been saying online about you, about your opponents. Yeah.
The thing is, for me, I don't do what I do to cater for those type of people. They will always find a reason to dislike what I do. They'll always find a reason to, you know, just depreciate what I do, like bring it down, like just. They're always going to be negative. If I smash this whole tournament wide open, beat everybody, end up with his belt, then they're gonna, you know, they'll probably say, oh, he should fight Mousasi, and if he doesn't, then he hasn't fought anybody. There's always going to be some kind of thing there, so I don't cater for those type of people. For me, I just do me. I enjoy what I do. I have fun. People can see that I have fun, and it always draws more and more people. More and more people talk about me, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. So I'm just happy.
Who would you be fighting in this tournament? Who's the first fight for you?
They haven't announced it yet. I'm actually waiting to find out. But at the same time, it's going to be, like, as you say, the upper echelon of the division. So either way, whichever direction it points in, I got to get to work, and I got to be at my best to then move on to the next round and the next round.
Who would you like to verse in the tournament if you had the chance?
Again, I've never been a person to aim for anybody. So however it's lined up, that's how I have to do it. The fact is, in the tournament division, and I come from a tournament-based background, you have to beat everybody anyway. So I don't really care. Anybody's anybody.
Out of all the pool of contestants, who do you think impresses you the most out of all those guys?
For me, Douglas Lima. I've appreciated his style for a very long time. I've appreciated his combat experience and his know-how, how he handles himself in a cage. I think he was massively underrated. I know a lot of people do rate him, but I think he's massively underrated just on the world of MMA. People don't really realize how good he actually is. I think even in that last fight against Rory, people kind of saw, like, Rory's probably rated as one of the best welterweights in the world. obviously the Tyrone Woodleys, but these guys are the best in the world. And you saw how, you know, how much of hard work that was for Rory MacDonald. So for me, he's definitely one of the most impressives and probably the one to look out for in this tournament as well.
Do you have any idea around when will you be fighting in the tournament, like what date? Because I know it kicks off in September.
Yeah, well, because they're only doing one fight at a time. I think the only one that they have announced is Koreshkov and Douglas Lima, and I think that's on the 29th. So outside of that, we're all waiting to hear as well. I think it was all quite rushed because of the deal with DAZN. So it's all be kind of just happening very quickly. So even the fighters are struggling to figure out exactly how they're going to do it. So because there's a lot of questions still quite up in the air because Rory's involved in the tournament. Does he still have the belt? Does he vacate the belt? There's still questions that a lot of the fighters are still unsure of. But either way, everyone's still excited.
Yeah, let me ask you about that. Rory MacDonald, Gegard Mousasi, what's your pick?
You have to favor, in my opinion, you favor the bigger guy purely because the reason there's weights is because, especially with two good guys, two well-established guys, two experienced guys, you then have to it then falls into other things like strength and weight to manipulate. You know, if they're the same weight, 100% the most technical person usually takes it, but with the added bit of the weight, it's going to be a lot harder. So even if Rory MacDonald, you know, tries to take him down, I feel like he may get him down a few times, but then he's going to struggle because Mousasi, for me, because being the bigger person, will stand back up a lot easier than he would if it was somebody his weight. And then it's going to be harder to keep doing that. And then in the stand-up side, you know, he's a big hitter. You know what I mean? And you saw in his first fight in Bellator, he had his orbital broken, and right in the first round, at the minute of the first round. So let's say for 3 rounds, he's fighting with an orbital broken. So we know how tough he is as well. He's going to be a hard person to put away and a hard person to grapple. So for me, it has to go Mousasi's way.
And now let's switch gears for a second. It didn't come home, but you guys had a pretty outstanding performance. What'd you make of England's performance in the World Cup?
You know what? They had an amazing performance. I think they had everything right. The only thing that I feel that is still the same is we still have the same kind of mentality that we've always had, which is, and we struggle with keeping a 1-0 lead. We saw France do it in the same round against Belgium, and we should have been able to do that against Croatia. And they actually played better the next round against France than they did against us. So I definitely think that was our game to win, and we lost it. But it was just exciting to see the development of all these young players. How well they gel together. I just feel some of the decisions could have been made, but could have been made better. I feel sometimes we depend on a couple of characters to hopefully come out. In my eyes, if you're not playing well, you should be taken off, and then that hopefully gives them the excitement to try and fight for that position and make sure that they are playing at their top. But aside of all the the technicalities and stuff, they did England proud, man. They did England very proud, and I'm excited for the league to start back again now. So.
By the way, what club are you rooting for?
United all the way, Man United all the way, man. They've been my guys from when I was young. Everyone has a lot of crap to talk about when I live in London and it's in Manchester, but seriously, man, I've been a massive fan of them for years, and a lot of my favourite players, even now. My favourite player had left already, but was Zlatan. So when he came over, I was over the moon. Shame to see him leave, but I love the likes of Pogba, the Rashfords. We got even Mourinho as a manager. A lot of people have negative stuff to say about him, but he's an amazing manager, and I'm just excited. I think the Premier League is the best league in the world for football. It's the most exciting in terms of there's like 5 or 6 teams that are competing now, where a lot of other leagues it's only one. There's usually just the top 2. Every now and again there's a third one, but Premier League is very unpredictable, man.
You're probably going to get some La Liga fanboys hating on you, but best of luck on you with the tournament. Hopefully we get the news soon of your next matchup. And yeah, thank you for your time.